All right. Today is video 8 of one video a day during this quarantine. And I have one of my favorite people on with me today, and it's Weston. And I'm really excited to have him here. I'm going to give him a moment to kind of tell a little bit what he does, who he is, and then we'll get into questions.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I'm excited to do the video and coming from home rather than my office or my gallery. I'm a local to Coeur d'Alene, born and raised. I am a photographer, so I shoot a lot of weddings and events and for a bunch of businesses around town, as well as traveling is a huge passion of mine. So trying to mold together my passions of travel, my love for beautiful areas, and my love for creating is something I strive to do, and I'm lucky enough to have a job that allows me to do that.
Awesome. Well, thank you again for coming with me on a Sunday morning. Uh, so, Weston has this amazing passion project that is turning into a nonprofit, and I want him to explain what that is. I don't know if you notice we're both wearing the shirt. Uh, about what is Core to Love.
Yeah, so Core to Love, it's an idea that's become bigger than I ever expected it to be, as far as just saying yes to opportunities. And first off, like I spent in summertime, my heaven is Coeur d'Alene Lake. So every chance I get, I'm out there with my son, whether we're just swimming, relaxing at the family lake cabin, or out on the jet ski, or trying to teach him how to wake surf. So that's how we spend our summers. And so it first started out with us discovering a whole bunch of floating trash after a really busy weekend. We were out on the jet ski right around sunset on a Monday, and there was just so much debris that we stumbled across, and it was all from the weekend. It was a lot of um, pretty much the wind gathers everything together. So you'll find like a bunch of seaweed and golf balls and cans, hats, coffee cups, fruit snack wrappers, just basically anything that doesn't sink that flies out of a boat gathers after a while. So anyways, we found this and we're like, oh my gosh, this is disgusting. So we cleaned it up, and ended up seeing that it was a pretty regular occurrence that happened after 4th of July. There'd be firework debris or busy weekends, especially like 3-day weekends. And we've all seen the trash on Tubbs Hill, and after big events and stuff like that. But a lot of people don't notice it on the lake because they're on the lake for the weekend and they go work for the week. And so finding this out every single Mondays were my day off, so we'd find this trash every single Monday. We're like, you know what, we need to do something a little bit more about this. So we continued to clean up all that summer long. And then I was like, you know what, I need to create something that people can get behind, but isn't just like a good idea that fizzles out. Because there's a lot of great ideas, but they're not structured in a way that's sustainable. So I was like, you know what, I really want to do like a community focused brand that people can be stoked on. And Core to Love came to mind, like the word. I was just like, I wonder if this is taken. I was like, so I Google it, I search everything, and it's not. I'm like, what the heck? So I buy the LLC for it. And then when I was sitting here designing something one day, I was like, you know what? The anatomically correct heart looks like, I think the lake might fit in there perfectly. It's like organic and organic. So I was messing around with some designs, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is perfect. And things just started falling into place. And I figured out, so this was about 2 years in the making. And I figured out that getting something I'm so passionate about in front of the eyes of a bunch of people, I need to be hosting events, which I'm good at documenting events. And then that's when Tabitha came along, and she hit me up on Instagram. She's like, hey, what's this Core to Love? And I was like, hey, let's go get coffee, and I want to tell you all about it. So she loved the idea. It's basically all these huge ideas, or all these ideas coming together to make something that's bigger than just I can do. So getting the community involved and key people to be able to host events and raise awareness and raise funds to actually be consistently cleaning up the lake and adding some missing infrastructure that Coeur d'Alene doesn't have. It's really the big picture. So we're 2 years in, getting official to make it a nonprofit so we can reach these bigger goals that I'm talking about. Yeah, I'm not sure if I missed anything in there, but just trying to clean up the lake and have make it the lake I grew up with. I want that same thing for my kiddo. And where there's people, there's trash. And so the bigger Coeur d'Alene grows, more people equals more trash. So I'm just trying to make it the same Coeur d'Alene and that same beautiful lake that I grew up with for the next generation too.
That's perfect. Yeah, I'm glad you brought up about coffee. I was like instantly wanted to know all about this, and the passion Weston had for this. Like, I left our meeting wanting to do something because he was so excited and had a plan and a huge vision for this nonprofit, which was amazing. And since then, him and I have been working on some stuff. I can bring my knowledge of nonprofit, and this is something I'm passionate about because the lake is where I grew up too. So it was easy, like whatever I can do to help promote you, I'm in, which led us to start talking about the launch of this to actually show our community what's going on. So we were supposed to launch it in mid-March, but everything happened with the quarantine and stay at home, which we all understand. But tell us a little bit about the launch and possibly where you're located, a little bit about that.
Yeah. So I figured, our unofficial launch was Earth Day of last year. And while juggling, running a separate business and being dad, I did as much as I could in that year's time. And I had the winter off to really put together this big event. I wanted it to be legit, big and beautiful. And I don't do anything like, a little bit. I always have to make sure it's, that I can squeeze as much passion and ideas into it as possible. So we're going to create this. We were planning this event. We had, a keg donated and hors d'oeuvres and live music, and it was going to be at the Innovation Den. And the day I launched it was a Thursday, announced it anyways. And then the president gets on and declares the national emergency the next Friday. So I was like, I wanted to make sure I had all my ducks in a row before I announced the event. I didn't want any question marks there. So I had 2 weeks. I was giving people 2 weeks heads up to come. And that was right as soon as I got my last duck in a row. And then I was like, no, I've had so much momentum coming this thing. So I was like, okay, it just has to be postponed. We can do this again. So anyways, the way I want it to be structured is, as far as the fundraising, is always going to have an artistic theme to it. And so that includes a lot of landscape art that I've taken around the area. So I wanted to create an art gallery that had a high place of foot traffic that would get not only the locals and the tourists to open up this art gallery, where each print dedicates X amount of hours to cleaning up the lake and helping us fund these big goals that we have, where we want to launch some in 2020. And then the really big ones, which we'll have to keep you posted about, will be 2021, where we're getting, I wish I could say a little bit more about it, but we have some, phase 1 and then like phase 2, where getting some cool people involved and really making a difference in Coeur d'Alene. So yeah, basically the whole point of the art gallery is to get the word out there. It's in the Innovation Den, so right on Lakeside.
Too.
Yeah, it's which also I just was like, listening to opportunities and saying yes to opportunities. And I had just gotten out of my my photography studio in Hayden, and I was planning on being rent free for a little bit. And then the spot opened up, and I was like, I wonder, I'm going to ask about it. And so I did, and it just all worked out, and I took that leap of faith. And I can't wait for everyone to see it, because I got all the prints in there. They're all framed up. It's looking beautiful. Getting a couple more t-shirt designs and sticker designs going. But I'm really excited for people to see that. So yeah, here's one of them. I'll show you a little bit about it. So this is just a 12 by 18. Everything that's in the studio is actually larger than this. But they're all framed prints on,
That's pretty.
see if you can see that.
Yeah.
So it's all on fine art watercolor paper, which I'm a photography nerd about. So there's like literally no glare on these. There's no glass. But yeah, there's no glare no matter what. There's see the iPhone camera, like they're just super beautiful matte prints with this crazy cool texture in there. That's super beautiful. When people see it, they want to touch it because a lot of people haven't seen prints like this before. So yeah, there's a little sample.
Yeah, great. Well, what can the community do to help you and Coeur to Love, whether it's right now during this time or here in the future when things get back to a little bit back to normal?
Yeah, so right now, if you want to follow us on Facebook and Instagram, just Coeur to Love. That will help keep you in the loop for our postponed event, our launch event that we're going to do as soon as things get calmed down and we're able to book events again. So they'll keep you in the loop there. The website I'm currently updating right now, but you can get stickers and t-shirts there. And then I'm going to get some art and a couple more products up there while I have some time during this quarantine. But yeah, so right now you can follow us on those social channels to keep in the loop. And then once things get going, we're going to get some organized beach cleanups, and especially like on the 5th of July, we're like right after the holiday when everyone comes to Coeur d'Alene, there's firework debris and all that sort of thing. We want to make sure that we can still do all these fun things and it's sustainable and good for the area on all levels. So having a Memorial Day, Labor Day, 5th of July cleanup and making those staples in our community and legitimizing Earth Day too. Like I want Earth Day to be a holiday where people are like, oh look, it's Earth Day. Like I want it to be so legit in Coeur d'Alene that banks and other businesses that are required to do community service, it's a no-brainer to be like, okay, let's help one of these nonprofits and take care of our beautiful area that we all benefit off. So yeah, you can, if you want to support by buying prints or like financially, or if you have time and passion to clean up the lake and get dirty with us, that's something you can look forward to in the future too. But yeah, getting a whole community together and like take care of our area, a place that we're passionate about and proud to live in, is really what I want to be able to go out and have cleanups and have a really good time as well. So
love it. What's a good way to contact you if people want to contact you about this?
I believe I have a contact page on the website, which will go directly to my email. I try to update or Instagram. I'm on Instagram quite a bit too. The Facebook page is probably the one I check the messages least because they don't actually give me like a solid notification for it. So yeah, if you want to reach out, you can email through the contact form or just hit me up on either of my Instagrams, Weston Cederblom or Coeur to Love.
Perfect. Well, thank you again, Weston, for coming on today. And go support Coeur to Love and have a great day.
Yeah, thank you for having me.